Hi, I'm Paul Francis, and welcome to my YouTube channel. On the channel, you will find many videos helping you to discover more about yourself. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Hit it and share it. For those people who share, there will be prizes galore. You'll have one-to-one sessions, merchandise, coming with me on paranormal investigations, loads and loads and loads of things just for sharing. Get it out there. Share the show, share the videos, and be a part of the Paul Francis community. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Reach Across Live with me, your host, Paul Francis, and welcome to this Easter Monday. And depending on where you are in the world, it's Bank Holiday Monday, it's Easter Monday. It's Easter Monday because it's the day after Easter. I hope you had a great Easter. Hope you had a great day. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you filled your face with chocolate eggs, and that's what it's all about. And enjoying what we got and when we got it. Right, so let's have a look at who we have already in the chat room. My goodness, wow, it's filling up already. Puffins, welcome to the show. Good to see you. First out the gate tonight. Welcome to the show. Rachel, Matt, Scousers in the house. My darling pal, Rachel Marsden, she's in the house. Trudy Hall's here. Trudy Woody. Good to see you, darling. Florence is here. Desiree is here. And I don't know who this is, but whoever you are, welcome to the show. If you could come out of Facebook, go over to YouTube. Okay, in the top of YouTube, it'll be a search bar, right? Just type in Paul Francis Medium, boom, bring you straight back to the show, and I'll be able to see who you are and be able to talk to you direct rather than call you Facebook user. But thank you for being here, nonetheless. Appreciate that. Vanessa's joined us as well. Lovely to see you. Desiree says, I finally moved over to YouTube for you. Well, that's very kind of you. Listen, if you're on YouTube, don't forget, subscribe. It's really important. Subscribe, vitally important. Now, when I'm talking to different people about, where's the best place to do things and how's the best place to produce shows and so on and so forth, they're saying, right, Paul, listen, it's great that people are moving across to YouTube, but they're not subscribing and they're not hitting the like button. So subscribe to the show, guys, and make sure you smash that like button. There's a little like button, thumbs. Smash that like button. It's really important that you guys hit that for me, please. Then share the show. Get it out there. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Now, just for sharing, I'm going to be giving away gifts and prizes. And those gifts will be private sessions with me, one-to-one sessions, literally one-to-one sessions with me in your house. It'll be virtual for the time being until this COVID thing is completely settled down and I've moved to my new offices anyway. So I'll be giving away beanie hats, baseball hats, t-shirts, loads of stuff. Alrighty. Um, a There's a meditation whole training meditations thing that we're doing right now. I'm going to be giving away at least 5 of those. Okay, tons of stuff just for going out there and getting people to come and join and watch the show with us. Get in there, make it happen. So if you come across to YouTube, make sure number 1, you've subscribed, click that subscribe button. And number 2, then hit the little bell icon. So every time we do a show, every time I release a new show, release a whatever, if I do a video, if I do a demonstration video, whatever, you'll be told about it. So make sure you click that little bell icon and then hit the like button. It's really important you hit the like button. So I say Vanessa's gone across and Desiree's finally shifted over to YouTube, which I'm very, she's clicked off that rant, by the way. Thanks for doing that, Desiree. Emma Lorimer's joined us. Hi, Emma. Lovely to see you. Thanks for being here. Rachel says, Claire's here too. And she says it like that, actually, because Rachel, her accent kind of dilutes, a bit like Johanna's, and it dilutes. But then as soon as they get involved with their friends again and their family, it comes back like this here, and it goes right up in it. So she's going, Claire's here too. I can hear it in my head. I can hear it. Tina, welcome to the show. Hope you had a great Easter. I had indeed. It was very relaxed. I literally had a day of I cooked the Sunday roast and I did all that malarkey. But as for having some things to do, I didn't, because I'm at that stage in my life when the family come and visit me. So it was here. Marlene Bolton's here. Emily Robinson. I hope you had a great time with the family. I did. And Lynn is in the house as well. So listen, it's important that you guys get out there, and it's really important that you share the show. All right. It's important that you share the show. So jump out there, get it happening, make it happen, share the show. Helen Mansell's joined us. Helen, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thanks very much for being here. I appreciate that so very much. Now, it doesn't really matter whether you are religious or not, to be honest with you. It really doesn't. But I find this week, or this time of the year, very contemplative anyway, very spiritual. I'm a very spiritual guy anyway, irrespective. But there is another reason why this weekend is both happy and difficult for me. It was Good Friday 3 years ago when my dear dad passed away. So Good Friday, kind of like, even though it's not on the same date. In fact, the date that my dad passed is this coming Friday. But when I hear Good Friday, that was the day he crossed over, and today, Easter Monday, was the day we laid him to rest. So it is kind of difficult. And people have said to me, Paul, you really shouldn't do the show. You really should take. If I turned up my toes and stopped doing, if I say, I'm not in a good place, I really want to take time out, my dad and my mother would both bounce their foot off my backside and saying, you do not use us in that way. If you want to use us to help you work, and you get out there and you help people and you make us proud by being the best you can be here. And I hear that in my head. So I would never do that. I want to honor them. I mean, next Friday I'll be taking time out and going honoring my dad, because that was the day he left us. And the following Monday is the day we laid him to rest. So it's a bit like that. So it's a bit of a bittersweet, to be honest with you. So you have the sweetness of the happiness of the Easter and the eggs and all that malarkey. And I noticed I'm getting older because I wasn't really that motivated to eat a whole pile of Easter eggs. But there we go. Would you rather me be on YouTube, says Rachel? If you want to, darling, it's far more stable than Facebook. Facebook will let you talk away to me, and then all of a sudden, boom, it'll just cut you. It'll cut you out. I've actually had a load of people texting me and messaging me saying, you cut us out. And I said, no, I did not. And then when Facebook said, you cut us out, and I'm selective about my friends, and that is not true. So that's why I have really I've gone across to StreamYard and gone across to UPRN to do the shows with UPRN, so that this becomes a lot more stable and I don't have to rely on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, my advice is come out of Facebook and go across to YouTube. It is far, far more stable than Facebook. So, little Sue Vinicum's in the house, darling. I hope you're feeling a lot better. I've been sending you some healing over the weekend, and I do hope that pain has gone down. Jerry Miles, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thanks very much for asking if I'm well. Rachel sent me big hugs. Appreciate that, darling. Thank you very, very much. Emily Robinson says it's a very hard month for me too. Yeah. You make your mom and dad proud all the time, Paul. Bless your heart, Lynn. Thank you very much for saying it. Feel this is the first Easter without my dad. This is my third Easter without my dad, but it's a difficult time. But like I say, focus. All right. So you either focus and make your life. This one, I make this life a good life and I make it well, and I do great things and I make them proud, or I sit around and mope about them being in spirit. I'm going to make them proud. So I'm not going to fall to what I would say the difficulties of their loss, because I'm not the only person who's lost a family member. Billions have, there's nobody on this planet who hasn't. So so the best thing to do is make them proud. Okay, get up there, make it happen, and be happy, and send that energy out into the world where it becomes that much more attractive to you. You attract positive energy, you give off positive energy, and it becomes a loop towards happiness. Right? So coming to you tonight on 105.3 to 107.7 FM from UPRN Talk Radio, which is coming to you live from the magnificent New Orleans. So everybody in New Orleans, I do hope that you're having a great day. If you're driving along, listen to us on FM radio, make sure you have a fantastic and safe journey. And if you get the time, pull in, go onto your cell phone and come and watch us live on YouTube. Helen says, thanks for being here when it's a difficult time. Helen, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Trudy really sticking her tongue out. She's always doing that. I tell you what, you've no idea. I've known Trudy for years, and she's honestly, the amount of times she's got in trouble. Rachel Wood says, am I on? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm not too sure who. Once again, I have a lovely person. Looks like Sue saying, thanks. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one there. Sue, sorry, I've got a lovely person saying, what's the topic today, Paul? I'd love to know who you are. Come off Facebook. Okay, go on YouTube and come and join us. And let's get on with it. So I wanted to talk about a few things it's Monday night is Reach Across Live. So it's all about not only doing the reads, it's about interlinking with energy and being pulled to the people who are around the world who are talking to me. Now, do never send me a message on the chat room and just say anything for me, because I will just ignore it. Okay. Energy is symbiotic. Okay. What you give off, you attract. So it's got to be symbiotic. If you can't even be bothered asking a question, why would anybody else want to be bothered interacting with you? So build that energy up around you. Talk to your friends and family. Just close your eyes and talk to them, and then ask me a question. And it's a really good idea to ask me questions about the subject matter. So, Paul, I've had this going on in the house, or what is it? How do we do this? And what does that mean? Or whatever. And I may have heard that question before. Don't care, but I haven't heard it from you. So just ask questions, build up that energy, and the likelihood of an energy linking in with me gets higher. Okay. People just, it really does get on my nerves when people just stick in there, anything for me. And then they can't even be bothered even sharing your show. So that's not really symbiotic. That's more selfish. Anyway, moving on. Karen Tucker says, hey, finally caught you live. That's what the policeman said to me the other day as well. Anyways, every day is a blessing, says Marlene. I totally agree with that, 100%. My dad's birthday last Tuesday would have been 93. I see him often pain-free and happy, and it makes it easier. Lynn or Trudy, sorry, I'm going to bring that up because that is, there you go. That is absolutely perfect. It was my dad's birthday last Tuesday. He would have been 93 years old. I see him often pain-free and happy, and that makes it easier. Exactly right. Um, I see my mom and dad dancing because they used to talk to me about going to the dances in the late 50s and 60s, and they used to tell me about going to dances, and I see them in my mom in her beautiful ball gown, or in like I don't know what you call what women. I don't wear women's clothes. I don't know what it's called, but think of 60s skirts where it comes out at the bottom, and my mom was she looked like a movie star. My mom did. My dad looked like Mr. Cool, with the hair and a quiff and back and his black suit, his white shirt, and his thin black tie. And so I see them dancing, and that just makes it makes it easier to get past the concept that I don't have them here anymore. But I just don't have them here physically. It doesn't mean I don't have them here in spirit. They're definitely around me spiritually. I so loved my listen what Marlene says, because I find it easier when bringing it up on the main screen. I so loved my dad. He passed over when I was 9 years old, and he often sends me signs like butterflies, etc. That is absolutely perfect. And I was talking to Johanna about this the other day. It doesn't even have to be. It could be anything. Johanna said to me, we have we love birds, and I make sure there's lots of bird food out, and we've got the bird feeders that hang all of the different things, and you know what I mean. So we have names for birds. I mean, we've got one called Beaky, and he's a magpie, and his beak is broken, so his beak is actually bent like that. So we call him Beaky, and we have one called Fat Pigeon. He is a fat pigeon, and he arrives and he just kind of like waddles along the wall like and goes, right, what's for dinner today? And we call him Fat Pigeon. And Johanna says to me, do you know what? I'm pretty sure that's my mom. And I said, well, it could very well be your mom's messenger. It's not your mom, because we don't come back as animals. We come back as humans. But it could very well be a messenger for your mom to let you know that she's around. Definitely. I used to stand on my dad's feet and dance with him as a child. One of my favorite memories. I know that. I used to do that with my girls as well. Put them on your feet and just like walk around and dance. Yes, I used to do that. I did see lots of orbs last night and asked if my family were here, says Rachel. And did you get a reply, darling? What kind of response did you get? I mean, it's a fantastic concept. I've got somebody trying to get my attention. Right, I'm going to keep talking until they manage to figure it out. So when you're grabbing orbs and you're doing stuff like that, and then you have that courage to say, hi, listen, are you here? You got to think of the person's personality. Okay. Would they have jumped to your, when you said, if you shouted like, oh, all right, listen, are you here? Would they have jumped and went, yeah? Or would they have went, don't talk to me like that. I'll let you know when I'm around. Or would they get angry when they're saying I'm here, but you're not picking it up? So you got to consider their personality and say to them, right, listen, mom, dad, auntie, uncle, grandparents, listen, if you're here, can you do this for me? Could you try and do that? And then just have a little bit of patience. It's when you watch those ghost hunting TV shows and you get the instant responses. Nah, that's called camera. That's called post-production work. Yes, they do get instant reactions, but it doesn't happen as often as you're shown on TV. Trust me. So let's have a wee look. So Rachel was saying, she saw lots of orbs, and I was wondering, did you get a response to that? Let's have a look. Helen Mansell says, I'm going to get up here because it's Helen, by the way, your picture's looking beautiful with that lovely pink dress and that big pagoda thing behind you. Oh, wow, I love dancing. Wonderful to see them like this. That's how I want to remember I want people to remember her smiling and dancing. Do you know what, Helen? Fantastic. And that is the way, and that's the thing that you say at your funeral. You get somebody to read out a letter or something that you've written at your funeral, and you say, like for an example, at my funeral, I don't want anybody turning up in black. I want everybody in white. I want everybody wearing white, like a white shirt, white top, whatever. White represents light, and that's where I'm heading, I hope. So I want people wearing white. And another thing that I want at mine, at my send off, is there's a beautiful Japanese ceremony where they have these lanterns, and they light these lanterns, and some they release into the air and they go up and beautiful, and others they put on little boats and they push them out, and the little lantern then moves out across the water. You might have seen it on the original Karate Kid movies. But I want stuff like that at mine. Something that helps you think. But I want to leave you guys thinking about me in a really happy way, not in the fact that I've crossed over, because I'll be busy in the other side of life as well. I don't think for one second I'm going to go across there, be given a harp and a cloud and say, right, Paul, you've done all your work, off you go. I got a funny feeling. I'm looking forward to becoming a guide. I really am. I am going to absolutely be relentless on the poor person that gets me as a guide. Emily says, Paul, my nan still helps me even though she's no longer with us. You can be absolutely assured of that. So I call out for her when I'm suffering with migraines. I can feel her doing healing on me. There you go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm got an energy trying to work with me here, so I'm just trying to open up my energy a bit more because they seem to be struggling a little bit. So I'm going to let them push on to come through. And then I've got there's one of you guys in the room that they want to talk. So I'm just really pushing. I'm scanning up and down about who I'm being made feel they want to talk to. Tia says, hi, Paul. I hope you're good. Tia, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm still kicking that flu-y kind of thing. It's still clinging on by fingernails, but it's nearly gone. I mean, I don't have the headaches and the sickness that I did before, but it is disappearing. Our Claire's just said the same. She has a fat pigeon. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny, and we do. He comes waddling up, and he walks like I can hear his voice in my head, like in one of those American gangsters. Hey, how you doing? I can hear that in my head. It's funny. We were talking to a movie producer during the week who's going to be working on a animation movie, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm going to get one of the voices of one of the characters. So I've been practicing voices. Right, Marlene says vibrations and energy change all the time, like attracts like. You're absolutely spot on correct. That is 100% correct. What you give off as energy, you attract as energy. Energy is the only thing that can't be destroyed. Energy cannot be destroyed. It just changes form. Alrighty. So it's the energy of the love that we have for our friends and family that keeps us connected. Okay, so it's the only thing that we carry with us to the other side of life. That love, that energy and strength that we have for our family members is what we take with us as we cross over to the other side of life. So that energy is permanent. So think on that energy when you're trying to think of your loved one, and use that energy to attract them to you. Alrighty, so keep coming with the questions, because I'm really getting close with this energy. It's trying to work with me. There's a strong E name that they want me to acknowledge, like Elizabeth Elaine Eileen. It's a strong Elizabeth Elaine Eileen name. And they're shouting to me that the month of August is significant. There's a birthday and anniversary connected to the month of August. And they're telling me 2 people cross over, or 2 people have anniversaries in that month they want me to acknowledge. So it could be somebody's crossing, but somebody else's birthday or somebody else's wedding anniversary. But there's 2 birthdays and anniversaries connected to the month of August. They didn't even say number 8. They just said August. I heard it clear as a bell. So somebody out there is connected into that. Tamil pheasant lived in my garden for a couple of years. My landlord called him Gregory. Gregory Peck. I like that. I like that. Rachel says we've asked for mum and dad, then you be open for them coming through. Florence says any spirit around. Yeah, there's spirit around all the time. All the time. It's whether or not you pick up on it. Okay, so I've got an energy working with me right now, right literally as we speak. And I'm just hoping that they're finding it a little bit difficult to come through. So either two people are pulling in a weird direction, but we'll get it. Don't worry. I've no doubts we'll get it. Okay. Emma Lorimer says, "Hi Paul. I had lights going off and on my TV in my bedroom. I was wondering, is it spiritual or nothing? If you've had lights going off and on, um, I'm not understanding, Emma. Is lights going off on your TV, or is it lights going on and off in your room? So you're kind of written, "Hi Paul, I've had lights going on and off on my TV in my bedroom." So very first thing I will always now listen, guys. I am a very, very, very down to earth guy. My feet are well and truly firmly planted on the ground. Okay, they call it paranormal. It's called paranormal, right? So before paranormal is normal. So always go normal first before paranormal. Okay. The word para means beyond. So the best thing to do is switch off all of your electronics, switch them all off. Okay. Unplug them, give them 30 seconds to a minute, replug it all in again, see if it's still, this thing still happens. Check any remote controls that are around it. So check for normal first. And then if you're still getting energies messing with your TV, say to them, right, okay, tell you what to do. What I want you to do is I want you to switch off what you're doing, switch it off and leave it off. Okay, so test them. It's okay to test them. So if you've got energies around you and they are trying to get your attention with your TV, then you're talking about a good, decent person who wants just to grab your attention. That's literally what they're trying to do. I've basically given out a reading there, so I need somebody to come back to me on that. Roger has joined us. Lovely, my lovely pal Roger and his beautiful wife Faye. Karen says, I have butterflies when I think of my mom, and I find dimes when I think of my grandfather. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. That's really, really cool. Marlene says, feathers, birds, dragonflies, many song. I love it. Love it. My mom is looking over my sister who's very ill. Is my mom looking over my sister who's very ill? Jackie, you can be absolutely guaranteed that if you've got a family member who's very, very ill, then not only will your mother be looking over her and trying to bring her energy, but multiples of other family members and her own guides will be doing the same thing as well. It never hurts to close your eyes and see your family member. I'm not talking just to Jackie here, but all y'all. So for an example, my pal Sue Vinnegum has just been through major surgery on her spine. So I literally close my eyes. I call in my angels of healing, and I literally see the operation of. I see the spine in itself. I literally see the back of the head and the spine coming all the way down, and I see it fusing properly. I see it all fixing and all the nerves falling back into place, and I see the angels running their energy up and down it, and I see it as a finished product, a complete and utter spine, and I see it in that way. So I'm sending that thought and that energy through the angelic realm with their energies connecting to Sue, which is healing her. Now, when I have my dear little pal, and I'm going to keep names out of it, I saw the angels lift him and hold him. And I saw the angels and I said to the angels, please take away that illness. Give him time, give him strength, give him love. And they did. And he come out of it, and he was very young. And he spoke to his father literally about a day after I was doing this. And he spoke to his father and he said, Dad, do you know about angels? So That was, people were saying to me, "Oh my God, Paul, thank you so much. You did so." No, 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 no. He did the work there, because he came back to me and said, "What you're doing is right and it's working. Keep doing it." So that gave me the confidence that to know that what I'm doing actually is working. So the more you do it, the more you'll see results. So the more you practice things like meditation, the more you practice positive reinforcement in your life, the more you let go of the negativity and let go of the stupidity in your life, the more you'll realize life's actually quite good. We tend to focus on everything that goes wrong, and guess what? We see more and more and more because we're focused on it. So flip it over, do it the other way. I'll be dancing at my funeral, says Helen, and I've told everyone wear bright colors. Dancing in the aisles, classic hot rod cars. Oh, cool. Hot rod cars, I'm there. Rock and roll all the way, people smiling. So listen, let's go back to what I was talking about. Alison, well, hello, my darling. How are you? Thanks for being here. Okay, so I'm going to bypass that. I can take 2 birthdays in August, can take the name Eileen. Emily. Okay, let's focus on you, Emily, and let's work on getting this lovely energy focused. Okay. They're trying to give me an impression at the moment that somebody was recently either dealing with a medical related issue, and it's kind of like it's off on off on. So the thing is the message to get through to say is you're doing everything right, everything's going to be fine, it's going to work out fine, but you need to be a little bit more conscientious about how you're living, really, rather than just doing what the doctor says for that particular ailment. So it's a matter of getting rid of the old and embracing the new. This is the feeling that I'm getting. They want me to acknowledge the name Joe, Joseph, Jonathan. There's a J-O name because it'd be Joe, Joseph, Jonathan. Remember what I said? It's either who they are, who they're with, please say hello to. When I say a name, doesn't automatically assume, do not automatically assume, I'm sorry, that person has gone to spirit. But there's a strong J-O name, like a Joseph, Joe, John kind of a name they want me to acknowledge. There is a younger male around this sort of mid-20s they want me to talk about. There's a big change coming up around this person, and that change is going to kind of set this person on. It's kind of like, right, this change is going to put you on your path. Okay. There's been a bit of fluctuation about this young man, in his 20s, 25, in around there, 19 to 25 range. And he's kind of like trying to find his like feet, trying to find his direction. There's a big change coming up around him because I'm seeing a for sale sign, which means a change of house, change of work, change of job, change of direction. But this direction is going to put him on the right direction. I'm seeing footsteps, so he's going to be following in the footsteps of somebody who has crossed over. So, for an example, if grandfather was a carpenter and he's taken up carpentry, that's what I mean. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I just mean that's what I mean. So he's following in the footsteps of, and he is going to be mentored from spirit. The name Alan, Alex, an A-L kind of a name. I can be off by names, but I won't be off by the initial or what it sounds like. So I can be off by names, but the initial and what it sounds like is it sounds like Alan, maybe an A-N sound, is being shouted as well here, Emily. Just in case, then, and I'm still with you, Emily. They're telling me to talk about the number 2 as being significant. So I usually relate that to a month. So either the month of February or the 2nd of a month is significant, with a birthday and anniversary connected towards that as well. I'm saying to you, Emily, please be on top of either your blood pressure or your blood sugar, because I'm seeing symbolisms that relate to your blood pressure or your blood sugar. Not a doctor, not medically trained, okay? Always take and seek professional advice from a trained professional, i.e. doctor or nurse, okay? But I see symbolisms that tell me blood flow, like that. So I see arrows going up and down like this, and that usually relates to either blood flow, blood pressure, or sugar, okay? So hopefully that is, I've got a feeling it is you, Emily. There's another lady around you. who's giving me a duality. So I'm getting parallel lines, which means two of. And so that means that, okay, she's connected on mom's side of the family because she's pulling me to the left. So it's a mother, grandmother figure, mother or grandmother figure are connected in there like an aunt, which would be a sister to your mother, something along those lines. But there are two names or two dates that mean the same. Okay, that's what a duality means. Let's go for the second, because that's the number she gave me, the second card. I was trying to get, I've got new cameras. I can't shift them around. I've got cameras in front of me. I've got cameras to my side. And I was trying to get the new camera set up so that you guys could see my hands while I'm working. But apparently that can't happen just yet. But we'll get around to it. Don't worry. Emily, this is the card for you, my love. Okay. So I'll just get it right up here so that it gets, there you go. Ground yourself. When you detach from awareness, sorry, I'll read that again. When you detach from awareness from your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float around heavenward, your attention and work is needed upon the earth. We are here to give you balanced spiritual and material guidance so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. Okay, so there's that. Get yourself out there, Emily, into nature. Walk along and intake the beautiful fragrances of the flowers, the waters, the calm rivers, and the trees, and just ground and let yourself connect. Hopefully that helps you, my darling, and thanks very much for being here. Tina says, my grandmother's middle name is Elaine and her birthday is in August. Okay. Rachel Wood says, grandmother Elizabeth and my dad August and Russ stepdad. And okay, let me read that again. She's speaking in Latin. Grandmother is Elizabeth and my dad August and Russ stepdad August. Okay, that's the two dates in August. Gotcha. Right, if I'm connecting with you as well, Rachel, and because this is how it works. One person will get my attention and then they will open the door and then they'll pull they'll pull in. Sorry, I've just got somebody called Elon Musk who's clearly not. Okay, so grandmother Elizabeth and dad August and Russ stepdad is in August. Okay, so all right, if I'm coming in with you, Rachel, then it's either yourself or our Clay. They're trying to draw my attention to do something to do with the kitchen. Okay, so it's either your kitchen, Rachel, or maybe Claire's kitchen. I don't know, but they're trying to draw my attention to the kitchen for some particular reason. Alrighty. If something has to be replaced, something needs updating, something along those lines that they're trying to grab my attention about. If it's your kitchen, Rachel, you'll notice I'm not looking at the cameras because I'm focused on what I'm hearing. I wouldn't have chosen those colors. Okay. Wouldn't necessarily have chosen those colors. That's what I'm hearing. Alrighty. You should go ahead. You should go ahead with the hair, whatever that means. Go ahead with the hair. Yes, go ahead with the hair thing, whatever that means. Claire, listen. In whatever you've been, I'm getting this whole feeling of weighing up. Okay, so I'm kind of feeling, shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I? It's the right time of the year to make decisions. Okay, it is the right time of the year, and they are around you to help you make decisions. So there's something along the lines of not being able to make a you're going one way, and then you can't being pulled back, and then you pull back again. So you're being pulled left and right. It is a good idea to make decisions because good changes always bring better luck. Alrighty. But maybe now's the time to be talking about the new car. Alrighty. Now you guys are you related to August, but they're telling me July is significant here because they're telling me the number 7 is significant. So I'm going to read for both of you at the same time. So Rachel and Claire. So there's a connection to July they want me to talk about that is significant. All right, because July is literally floating up out of the calendar for me. And either they want me to talk about the 7th month, July, or the 7th of a month is significant as well. Um, there's a return to some sort of sport for somebody, which they're really, really going, yes, 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 yes. Get that into play, get it going. Because it's nothing to do. It's really more to do with bringing a sense of accomplishment and achievement to the mind and the body, rather than trying to get medals. It's more of like um, a settlement of the heart, really, than anything else. Rachel, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to have either like amber around you. That's a crystal called amber. Either the crystal amber around you, or I want you to have something that's got like a yellow or gold. You don't have to wear a yellow or gold dress. You can carry something like a yellow or gold handkerchief. Just keep it in your bag, keep it in your pocket. But just carry that over the next few days. Okay. The time we talk about the midriff area. Okay, so if you think the root chakra starts 2 to 3 inches below the navel. Okay, so I want you to visualize your body. Excuse me. So the root chakra, which is red, starts 2 to 3 inches below your navel. So you have red, orange, yellow. So if you can imagine about 2 inches below the bottom of your rib cage is where the yellow band is. So you can work about your gut related instincts and things of that nature. But they're telling me that that area of the body needs a bit of attention. Okay, and I don't mean overweight by any means. It's to do with just giving that area of your body a little bit of attention. Alrighty. Once again, not a doctor. Never go to the doctor and say the medium said either. That's a whole new set of issues. Alrighty. Claire, I'm supposed to talk about a young lady connected to you. Okay, so either a daughter or a niece that comes across over to you that I'm supposed to draw my attention to there, that needs a little bit of guidance. Alrighty, a little bit of sort of focus. That a little bit of wisdom, really, and honest wisdom as well. Not oh, you really should, hey, listen, I went through this and this is what I did and I came out fine. Wisdom of that nature. Okay, so honest wisdom. But it brings over to Claire. As I'm looking in my mind's eye, as Rachel being on the left, Claire being on the right, they're pulling me across left and right like this. Okay, so they're telling me to talk about a young lady connected to Claire. They're telling that there's 6 of them there. Okay, mom and dad are definitely together. Okay, so they're telling me that they step forward, but mom's sister or a female directly connected to mom's side of the family is with them as well. Your grandfather on your dad's side is there that with them. They're acknowledging that there's a J or G over there as well with that name, like a Joseph, Joe, John, George. That strong guttural G name is there. Now, who would have been referred to as the black sheep? So the black sheep of the family is being, and I'm getting tongue in cheek and a giggle going on here. Somebody who would have been really, really renowned for his cars. His cars were his love. He loved his cars, and I'm seeing big cars like Wolseley's, and I'm seeing kind of somebody like who really enjoyed their motors as coming forward here. And somebody would have been known for working in either a big factory or working with big machinery in some way, because I'm seeing huge, like big sprockets of big spanners and lorry level working here, not little working on the car stuff. Rachel, it's okay to push forward with the new business. That's what I'm being told to say. And I've got to talk about the name Steve or Steven is significant, jumping in here just before I let you go. So I'm going to go for the card, the 7th card for you guys, and it's a message for both of you, the 2 sisters. So give them a good shuffle. That's why I want the second camera, so people can see that everything I do is honest and open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. You wouldn't believe that after all of these years, people still say I set this up. There we go. What I was just literally talking about, literally 5 minutes ago, the law of attraction. Okay. Each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends. So invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony at your request. We will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. So that's what I said as well. Law of attraction, what you give off as energy. And that's what I said. It's a good time for Claire to be making choices. And it's a good time, Rachel, to move forward with the business, whatever that is. But the law of attraction. So think only positive thoughts. Think only the fact that it's going to be a success, and it will be. Hopefully, I help you guys out. Right, let's go on down. Oh, it's Elaine. Hello, Elaine. Gosh, I haven't seen you. I was thinking about you the other day, weirdly enough. I do hope you're well, darling. Is that message for me coming through from Patrick? Facebook. I am using. There's a baby due in August. Patrick said his family a new grandson. Well, that's wonderful. Best thing to do, Elaine, is come out of Facebook, okay, and go onto YouTube, right? And go into YouTube and click at the search bar at the top. It'll say, it'll be a search bar. At the top, just type in Paul Francis Medium, and it'll bring you straight back to the show, and I'll be able to see who you are. Alrighty, where are we going? My non, right, okay. My nan always said I was like a butterfly and wrote poems to me of a butterfly, says Helen Mansell. You know what? You've got a brilliant attitude. You've got a great attitude, Helen, and I hope that that attitude you give off as energy, you bring to yourself as energy. Now, I've got Stephen Greer here, where Stephen Greer is. You're talking about, yo, Elon Musk, what's up, son? So I don't know who he's talking to, but there we go. Right. Do you know what? I'm going to take a second because I'm just going to get a breath, okay? Like, I'm going to address something here, and I want you to give me a second already. I have absolutely no problem, none. I have zero problem with anybody not believing in what I do. I genuinely don't care. Okay, I'm not going to be sitting here and try and convert you or impress you, or even try to convince you that I'm right. I really don't give a shit. All right, honestly. But if you don't believe in what I do, why are you watching the show? Okay. If you're watching this show, isn't that really a waste of your time? Because I couldn't give a shit whether you believe me or not. I really couldn't. Okay, whatever you think is not going to change my mind and what I do. I never set out to become a medium. I didn't go and decide I'm going to go to, when I was doing careers, I want to be a medium. No, I didn't set out to do that. I was extremely successful in my other career, but I ended up doing what I do. Now, for all of the people who want to take the piss out of what I do, fine. Couldn't give a shit. Honestly, could not care. But I will tell you this. You will remember me 3 minutes before you die. You'll remember, and you'll be hoping that everything I said was true and everything I said is real. Okay? Now, if you want to stay around and watch the show, you are most welcome. But please have a bit of respect for all the rest of us who do enjoy what we do. Thank you. Leona says, it's great to see your face. Thank you, Leona. I appreciate that very, very much. Marlene says, the Archangel Raphael, Green Healing Ray. Raphael is one of the angels I do work with. I totally agree with you on that front. Let's go on the way down. Rachel says, Jordan's 28th birthday in February. There we go. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that I heard this before I get the best of the doctors. I suffer blood pressure, it drops suddenly. There you go. Be on top of that, my darling, already. Woo, that's amazing. I recently started out daily just to say blood pressure and last funeral. All right, Emily, that's fantastic. I'm really glad that you got that. I'm really, really, really glad. Goodness. Let's have a look. Hi, you gave me a message on your show to say, I'll just bring up Jerry here. You gave me a message on your show to say that the letter G was significant. My brother is Gary. My son is Gareth. My grandfather, who I never met, was in the RAF at this time. Oh, well, glad you got it. I'm glad it came through for you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for sharing it. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay. Alrighty. It's nice to see that a lot of people sending Sue energy there. I really appreciate that. A lot of people out there who need strength and light and love and guidance. And you know what? It takes seconds out of your day just to help someone. Sometimes it's just to give them an ear. Just to say to them like, I may not be able to help you, but I want you to know that I can help you. If I can't help you, I will. Sometimes just that is enough, to do that. But by the way, just to let you guys know, I do apologize if I ranted off there a little bit, but I'm getting so fed up after 35 years. You still get people out there who think you're a rip-off merchant and you're a liar and you're a cheat. And I know I'm not. You guys know I'm not. But sometimes they need to hear that it's not okay to talk down to people. It's not okay to treat people in that way. So, Leona says, love it, Paul. Some not very nice people out there. You're right. There aren't. And you know what? I've had enough of being a nice guy. I am a nice guy. I'm a very, very loving guy. My family are the number one thing in my life. I stand in front of a train and take a train head on before I'd let any member of my family be hurt. I would do whatever I can to make people's lives easier and healthier and happier. Yet you get these pricks who go out there and they go out of the way just to make people feel bad. So I'm not for that. To hell with them. But the thing about it is, guys, we've only got a certain amount of time in life. There's only a certain amount of time, and we have, if you kind of give it a scale, imagine it being a sand, sand glass, and the sand is dripping through a little bit every day. As those moments in time are dropping through, you can't get them back. So why waste that time that you have? It is literally wasted. Why are you watching a show you don't believe in? I just don't get that. Who is the dumb person, really? If you're watching a show that you don't believe in, watching a guy do stuff that you think is absolutely hooey, then who's wasting whose time? I'm still going to keep it going. Anyway, Florence says, thank you for caring. I care very, very, very much. I care very much for people in general. I care very much for when we have a lot of mediums, a lot of psychics mediums, in inverted commas, ripping people off left and right. And they're the ones that give us the bad name. And we end up having to take the flack for it. And that's something that I kind of like, oh my goodness. Just, boom. There's Gina's in the house. Gina, hello, my darling. You can't stay, but you're amazing. So are you, and all of the work that you do with your show, and the love and the strength and the messages you bring out to people, Gina. You're one of the light workers too, my darling, and I will happily support you and come on your show. I gotta actually catch up with you this week, and let's get a date sorted. Okay, I think you wanted me on this week, so I'm trying to figure something out about getting to come on your show either this week or definitely very, very soon. Right. Anyway, calm down, Paul. I don't know. I won't calm down, Lynn. So I'm going to rant and rave should I to choose to. Anyway, so moving on with the show. So let's have some of your questions. If you have any Q&A, I'm really, really up for Q&A right now. Respect to you and Roger very much. You both help so many people, and I love that. Tina, thank you so very much for saying that. Very, very kind. It's nice to be important. That's more important to be nice. I saw a guy with a t-shirt. In fact, I've never been able to find the t-shirt since. I have often wondered, did I actually see an energy, a spirit, or an angel walking down the street? But he had a t-shirt on. I remember it as clear as a bell to this day. It said on the t-shirt, be kind, You don't know what kind of a day I'm having. Okay. And I thought, wow, okay. And I never forgot that. And I've never been able to see that t-shirt since. And I've said to Johanna, do you know what? I must design one, a really nice one, and get a t-shirt out there that says that. So I really must get that done. My kids in the house, let's have a look at what Leona's putting up there. Leona says, my kids and house, what can you see for us? Things are not good at the moment. Okay, well, let me help you on two levels. On two levels. Oh, right. Listen, I've got a gentleman pulling in close to me, Leona, but he's coming in on mom's side of the fence. So it'll be a father, grandfather. Sorry, it wouldn't be a father figure. Be a father figure to your mom, be a grandfather to you, or an uncle. But there's an older male coming in on mom's side of the fence at the minute who wants to be acknowledged as being around you. He wants me to say that there is somebody that he wants me to acknowledge his name is being used. So someone was named after him here on the earth plane to let you know who he is. Now, in relation to, as soon as I read and saw your profile, boom, that just came in. So I got to share that with you. My kids, on my house, what can you see for us? Things aren't good at the moment, right? Well, here's the scenario. It's very easy for me to say you're focused too much on the negative energy, and that's very easy for me to say. But unfortunately, that is exactly what it is. You're focused too much on what's going wrong and what can go wrong, that you're not actually seeing what's going right. Okay. Um, I do see things panning out. I genuinely don't see a move around you at this moment in time, literally. I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear or not, my darling, but I just want to say to you, things are just going to pan out and then they're going to work out. Okay. So I would just literally allow things, you know, work out what is the worst case scenario. So once you've worked out the worst case scenario, the worst case scenario, then everything above that's going to be a bonus, right? So I'm being told to talk about crossing the T's, dotting the I's, putting the commas in the right place. That means get good advice and do things in meticulous order. Make sure things are meticulous. Okay. Um, you're not getting the right advice from somebody, and it's somebody in authority as well. There's misrepresentation going on here. And I mean the misrepresentation or misunderstanding the information. So get all the right information, talk to the right people, and get the right people to represent you, and things will work out. I'm being told to say that you really, really need to intake your water level, my darling. So I literally see the symbol H2O. So you need to intake that water level and increase your water intake. Okay. You're going to be fine. Things are going to be working out. That you are definitely being watched over. Okay. There's an older gentleman around you. I'm going to say grandfather, but on mother's side of the family, who wants me to be acknowledged as being on it. Alrighty. And he's going to make sure that things work out exactly how you need it to be. But you got to have a little bit more faith, but you do need to talk to the right people. Alrighty. They tell me to talk about the fourth as being significant. So the fourth month, April. Sorry, I had to think about that. The fourth month of April, a significant month we're in, or the fourth of a month is significant. Let me get the card out for you. Where are we for time? Okay, we're okay for a bit of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I'm trying to get the flow going because the flow seems to be interrupted, and I'm feeling a wee bit sort of. Wow! Now you saw me shuffle the cards, and out comes the cards. Look at that, Leona. Trustworthy guidance. You received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy. You can safely move forward with it, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support and anything you need related to this idea. And that's coming from the angelic realm, my darling. Look, I said cross the T's, dot the I's. And out comes that card. Yeah, oh my God, that's the right thing to say. Oh my God. Marlene says, light and love to all, sending pure white light. I am a medium. I understand we do not have to prove ourselves to anyone. I couldn't agree with you more, my love. That's amazing. That one there came out for you, Leona. I would love to be able to do a reading for you. I have no idea who you are because you come across as Facebook user. So come out and come into YouTube. I'm so proud of my family. My son is amazing. I'm so very proud. He works so hard in achieving good things. Anything from spirit on this for my family, please. It says so Helen. Okay, Helen. Really nothing in relation to your son, but I do have energies around you. Okay. Something along the lines of it's a completely different discipline and something I'm not qualified in. So I'm going to share with you what I'm being shown. But I'm seeing symbolisms that show me Reiki. Now I don't understand Reiki. I definitely know it's real, but I don't know enough about Reiki to be able to give you focus on it. Alrighty. So, but there's Reiki symbols around you. So it's really a little bit of self-love, a bit of self-healing, a bit of self-lift and empowerment really is what's coming out and around you right now, Helen, to be honest with you. Now, I don't know whether you're into fairies in any way, shape, or form, but I'm getting all these little fairy things that are going on around you, which I again, it's an area I don't have a lot of knowledge about. That's the right word to say. Knowledge. I don't have a lot of knowledge about that field, but I'm seeing like Tinkerbell. I'm seeing Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. I'm seeing all that kind of stuff. So something about fairies that they want me to draw my attention to. I'm hearing the name Marie or Mary being shouted in the background. Remember who they are, who they're with. Please say hi to. The person that comes in around you is an older female, comes in on dad's side of the family. So it'll be mother, aunt, grandmother coming in dad's side of the family. And the name Mary Marie, a strong M name being shouted. When I give out names, remember, it doesn't necessarily mean that person's crossed. It means who they are, who's with them, or please say hi to. They want me to acknowledge as Cancer as being a strong indication of how this person crossed. It wasn't a very pleasant crossing, but they are absolutely fine. That's what I'm being told. The unpleasantness wasn't for them. It was for the people who were watching, the people who had to walk along that path with them. So I kind of get the feeling that this was a time when medicine wasn't at its utmost. So it was more of help really than being able to cure, or they were in a position where they just couldn't be cured. Tell me to say the name. I'm hearing it sounds to me like John Thin. John Thin. As I'm hearing it like that. So I'm going to assume the name Jonathan or John and something. Okay, but it says John Thin. That's why I'm hearing it. There's a break in it being shouted in the background. If you want to know about your husband, your son, I've actually said, look, she wants to know about her son. Everything's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. A little bit of a hiccup coming up, but it's a learning hiccup. Nothing to be worried about. Nothing to be frightened about. It's more of a, oh right, I didn't know that. It feels more about a hiccup that straightens things out for him in relation to his career. Nothing to be, I don't see anything to say you need to be aware of this, you need to be watching out for that, you need to be making you focused on this. Just, everything he's doing, everything he's heading in the right direction, and there will be changes ahead, but that's just life. All right, don't worry about it. So let's get a card out for Helen. I always say it's not my information, but I'm seeing my birth year, 1964. Okay, so my birth year is significant here for some reason, Helen. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Blessings in disguise, Helen, okay, is the card. What appears to be a problem is actually part of an unanswered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your presence in the situation, and as everything resolves, trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayers in the best ways. Right. Okay, where are we? 9:05. Helen says fairies have been said to be under the bridge at my mom's stream in the garden. I don't know my dad, but understand his grandparents have passed. Okay. Rachel says, how do you stop energy vampires from affecting us when they control the life of you? Right. Well, first of all, you go out and you buy my book. That's the very first thing you do. You go buy my book. It's Paul Francis The Safe Way, and get the deluxe version. That was the last and the final version of it. It's the black. It's got a black cover and my face is on it. But psychic vampires, everybody knows a psychic vampire. These are people who come around your house, they sit down and they go on about their, they've never actually good things to say about anybody really. Oh, did you hear about him? Or did you hear about that? And when they leave you, you're wiped. You're wiped of energy. They're referred to as psychic vampires. They come in and go, stick their talons in and they suck the energy out of you. So there's one well proven an effective way of actually getting rid of a psychic vampire, and it's very simple. It's called the reflection technique. So literally, as this person comes up and they're, they're walking, you can see them, they're walking down the corridor towards you, or they're walking up your pathway at your home, and you're going, oh God. So what you do is, right, put on a happy face, and they come and they sit down in front of you. You literally imagine right between you and them, literally between you and them, you envisage a what's called a two-way mirror. In other words, it's like, looking into an ambulance. You can't see into an ambulance, but you can see out of it. That's called a two-way screen, two-way mirror. So you imagine a two-way mirror. You can see them, but they will start to get their own energies reflected back on them. Okay, and it might take 1, 2, maybe even 3 or 4 visits before this person gets the energy. But you just be pleasant. You just keep that reflective energy between you and them. They will soon start getting their own energies reflected back at them, and they'll stop coming around. Okay, they'll stop bugging you. They'll stop talking to you even sometimes. But you just be your happy self, so they can't turn around and blame you on something. People who are psychic vampires are always looking to blame other people for other things. Alrighty, so watch out for that. It's pretty cool. Give it a shot. Right, where are we? Rachel, thank you very much for that. Elaine says, you are the best out there. I wouldn't say I'm the best out there, but I try to do what I can. You're the best out there with your talented gift of your mediumship. I have had the evidence for myself from you, and you're bringing my dear mom to me when you came to our town for a medium 4 years ago. Oh my goodness, was that 4 years ago? Wow. I never forgot you and your kindness and what you did for me and helping me through the grieving process. And that is there indeed, that there is indeed a life after death. Thank you so very much, Elaine. I'm very, very touched in what you just shared with me. I genuinely mean that. Thank you. I try my best. I don't lie. I don't make things up. I didn't set out to do this, but I'm glad I'm doing it because, when the day comes when I have to go home and the big man says to me, what did you do for your fellow man? I'll be able to sit back and say, well, I did what I could. Okay. So, bringing peace, tranquility and harmony is my goal. And, I sit here every week, twice a week, and I don't put any cost out to anybody. And so those people who call me a cheat and a liar and a con man, I don't get paid for what I do. I pay for the for it. So there you go. So Allison says, Paul, my goodness, where's that gone? I gotta bring it up. I'm concerned about my daughter being withdrawn lately. Could this be related to the passing of my mom, her grandmother? Well, Alison, that's a fantastic question. And it's a question that a great many people who are watching this show and will be watching the show later on will actually experience. Um, Grief affects different people in different ways and at different times. There's no given start, middle, and end. What I can say to you is it's important that we move people through grief, because staying in grief it doesn't help anybody. It definitely doesn't help our friends and family in spirit watching back at us being sad, and it definitely doesn't help us to be in there and being negative, because if we go back to what I said earlier, what we give off as energy we attract. If your daughter's missing her grandmother in a big way, the best way to get through this, Alison, is to literally talk to her. Okay. Um, things like, what do you think we should do for Gran? What do you think we should do for her? You know, now, what do you think grandmother would like here? If you put, say, for example, why don't we go and get a rose and we plant that rose in the garden specifically for her? Okay. A rose growing in your garden that you can tend to watch and enjoy every day is much better than a rose that you bring and you put in a little bottle on a gravesite. I always say to people, go only when you go to visit a grave, you don't go for the person you're visiting, you go for yourself. Okay. I always say, with a tongue in cheek, graveyards are not nightclubs for dead people. Okay, because that's not where they hang out. They hang out with you at your home and at their home and their families. They don't go and hang out in, it's graveyards are not nightclubs for dead people. So when you go to visit a graveyard, they got to go with you. Okay, but I will say they are brilliant places of contemplation. They are a brilliant place to go and sit quietly with your thoughts and your feelings, and do that with your daughter, Alison. Take her there, sit there and talk to her, and let her talk to her grandmother. I can absolutely guarantee you that her grandmother would be very close to her, if she's going through the grieving process. My dad died on Good Friday 3 years ago, and I handled his um, death and I handled his laying to rest, but it didn't hit me, and I mean properly hit me, until Christmas. Okay, I literally, I used to buy my dad used to love going to the football matches, so I would often go and get him something nice, and like a nice new sweater or a nice new jacket. And I went to pick up a jacket, and I was going to say, "Oh my God, Dad will love this," and I realized he's not here, and it hit me. And it was Christmas after, it was Easter time. My dad died, but it wasn't until Christmas that it really hit me. So there's no given start, middle, and end for grief, but it is something that I encourage people to go into, to acknowledge, and to honor those who have crossed, but not to stay in. And Alison, if I can help you by talking to your daughter, I will be very grateful and very happy to be able to talk to her, and I'll just answer questions. And please, you be on the conversation with us. So get her to talk to me, and I'll happily talk to her and give her some advice. And I'll just answer questions. I won't say this is how you do it, because we all do it different ways. Hopefully that helps you, my love. Right. My son's a world champion hip hop dancer. Get in there. Go. Said hip hop, hippity hip hop, but don't stop rocking. Anyway. Where can I buy your book? I'm Bernie Stokes, sisters. Oh, well, hi. Tell Bernie I said hi. You can get my book from Amazon. I've actually seen it. The funny thing about it was somebody sent a link to me of my book on eBay, and I was like, oh my God, I'm on eBay. But just make sure that whatever the version you pick up, there are 3 versions. There's the first version that the publishers made me put out. There's a second version called the updated version. And then there's the third version, which is called the deluxe version. Get that version. Okay. It's got a black cover. It's got my face on it, but only get that version. Okay. The one in between has got like an angel in the front of it. Okay. Now again, was down to the publishers, but My version, the final version, is called the deluxe. So you'll be able to get it from Amazon, Waterstones, and most of the big book companies. Go into Google, type in Paul Francis The Safe Way, and Google will bring up different places where you can get it. Florence says, text me later, I'm hungry. Hey, fair play. I'm getting ready for work tomorrow, my dear friend. Okay, my darling. Well, listen, you have a great day at work, and hopefully we'll catch up. I'll be back again Thursday night, don't forget, as well, so don't worry. Helen says, I love your energy. Bless your heart. It's very kind of you to say. For better for worse, you are in my head, so your teaching lives on forever. Oh, Trudy, that's wow. Thank you. That's so very, very kind. James, hi James Hannigan. Sorry, I just saw you there. I've seen you before. You're quite a wise man, mate. James, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Wisdom is picked up by listening, understanding, and the best way to get knowledge is ask questions. I've always been taught that. Talk to people. My God, I have learned more in sitting and talking to a young, 7 or 8 year old, because they don't have any agenda. They don't have any judgment. They just say how it is. Sometimes you just listen and talk to them, and they tell you about interactions with spirit that you would just. I say, children are the best mediums out there because they just do not judge. I sit with everybody in every walk of life, and everybody who has an opinion. I honor their opinion. Their opinion might be that I'm a fake and I'm a rip-off merchant, but I'll still honor their opinion. They're entitled to it. Am I a rip-off and a fake? No, I'm not, because I do what I do in order to eliminate what I've carried as fear for most of my life. I was brought up an Irish Catholic. I say I'm a recovering Catholic now. But you have the fear of crossing over. It's the fear of death is something that carries with most people, but it really, really was a big part of my life. So the reason why I do what I do is to try and eliminate that for everybody else. If I can prove that life carries on, and I do that by bringing through messages of information that I just couldn't know. It's not about how good I am. I'm not interested in that, not remotely interested in that. It's about getting that message through to the person to say your friends and family who have crossed over are still connected to you, and you don't need me. Alrighty? Just listen. Just listen to the people who you loved and who are ahead of you. Okay? They will be trying to talk to you. And I say to everybody, and I'm talking to James and everybody who's listening to me tonight, when you cross over to the other side of life, are you going to want to have to talk through a third person medium? Okay. Or are you going to want to talk directly to your loved one? And the answer is directly to your loved one. Of course you are. Of course you are. So listen out. And they are trying to talk to you. And sometimes it's so subtle, we miss it on a regular basis. It can be what I refer to as a messenger. For example, if you listen to the start of the show, I was talking about we have a pigeon that turns up. We call it Fat Pigeon. And my wife is convinced that that's her mother's calling messenger, because he turns up at certain times when she's like going through something. My wife suffers with cancer. So while she's going through that, she's this pigeon keeps turning up. We call him Fat Pigeon because he's a big old chubber. But they're trying to talk to us. Sometimes it is that big billboard in the sky. Sometimes you will get in front of me and you will get a message which will blow you out of your socks. And I call it the billboard. But sometimes we're so focused on looking for the billboard, we miss every other attempt that they're trying to use. So it is balance. And James, thank you for being here. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Love and light to your family as always, Leona says. Bless your heart. I'm also a medium, but I'm still learning my gift. Well, James, give me a shout, and if I can give you any advice, any tips, any hints, more than happy to help you. More than happy to help you. Elaine says, Paul, could you please tell me why little tiny flashes of bright light that I've always had appear in my bedroom at night? We refer to those as orbs, my sweetheart. Okay. They are orbs, don't necessarily have to be seen floating around. Sometimes they are just like that. Okay. They are okay. What orbs are basically the manifestation or the sort of energy being able to start manifesting into our world. Okay, so you get little flashes of light. So when that happens, number one, don't be frightened, because you will know if there's a, and people say to me, oh, is it negative energy? No, you'll know when there's negative energy around you. It's a different feeling completely. And I watch these. Johanna makes me watch these ghost hunting shows on TV, and I just think, what a pile of rubbish. Because they're talking about, oh, it's evil energy. Evil energy doesn't tell you it's evil. Okay, you gotta come on, employ logic here. Evil doesn't go, I'm evil. It doesn't work like that. Alrighty. It's very, very subtle. It's very, very sneaky. It's very, very quiet. And it affects over time. It doesn't just appear. Okay. And things that go bump in the night, I'm talking about real things that go bump in the night, okay, are 99.99999 times just a spirit energy trying to get your attention. And the words poltergeist, and it's been blatant around so much. It's got the Hollywood concept. It's actually a German word. It's poltergeist, and it means poltergeist. It means polter means unsettled, and geist means ghost. Unsettled ghost, unsettled spirit. That's all it means. Unsettled spirit. So James, for an example, because I've just seen James's name there. So James, you're in the other side of life. Boom, boom. You're like, what the hell happened? Where am I? Oh my gosh. Oh, something weird happened there. And then so you go into all your friends and family, and they're like, oh, I'm missing James. And James is going, the hell do you mean you're missing me? Hello? And they're not talking to you. And nobody's talking to you. And then they start talking about you, and you're going, hello? Sooner or later, you're going to become a little bit unsettled, right? Does that mean you're evil? No, you're unsettled. So you'll do things to try and get somebody's attention until they go, my God, James, you're here. Then you become settled. So evil feeds off your negativity. Yes, negative energies and fear. Fear is the big thing that is what a lot of negative energies feed on. But trust me, please trust me, folks, when I tell you that the amount of negative energies and the amount of demons that these paranormal investigation teams pull up is so remote. Let's put it this way, okay. 35 years I've been a professional medium. 35 years. And in 35 years, I've encountered what you might call a seriously unsettled and unhappy spirit 3 times, maybe 3. And what you might refer to as a negative energy, bordering on evil, maybe once in 35 years. Yet these paranormal investigation teams on TV get them every week. Shall I say, enough said? Ladies and gentlemen of the world, and to all of those people listening to us from New Orleans on 105.3 and 107.7 FM, talking to you on UPRN Talk Radio, thank you so very much. Coming up later tonight is my dear friends Michelle and Amelia with their show Outer Realms. Make sure you stick around for that. And there's a whole slew, a plethora of great shows on the UPRN network. Make sure you look out for those. Joining the UPRN network this week are my dear friends Roger and Faye with their show Latino Psychic Visions. So look out for that. Make sure you don't miss that, okay? Please, please, please continue to share the show, and please come join me again Thursday evening. This coming Thursday night, I'll be back at 9 p.m. UK time. That's around about 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's for my show, Spirit Quest, where it's all about chatting, understanding, talking about subjects, and it's all about what you want to know about. And I'm open to hear from you guys. Thank you once again for being here. The show doesn't exist without you. I'm sorry if I went off a little bit earlier, but sometimes these guys need to be literally just told, enough's enough. If you don't like what I'm doing, go away. You're an idiot. All right, just go away. And the only person's time you're wasting is your own, because the rest of us do what we do, enjoy what we understand, and like I said to them, and I've said this to a few people in the past. For all of the people who don't believe in what I do, I'm not here to convince you or try and turn you around or anything like that. But you will remember me 3 minutes before you die, and you will say, "Oh dear God, please, that Paul Francis, please let him be truthful." It is 4 minutes to the hour, and I can't hang around unfortunately on this particular show, because I have other radio shows coming directly after me, so I don't want to cross in on their time. Do come and join me on Thursday night for Spirit Quest Radio. And if you want to talk to me, I am doing readings. I am doing sessions, because I was supposed to be away. I was supposed to be out of the country, but that trip has been cancelled. So I have a lot of time. If you want to book in for one-to-ones, give me a call, message me, and then book in, and we'll sort that out. And contact my pal Trudy, and talk to Trudy about, if you're in the Southwest, we're putting the new Paraghost team back together. So if you want to be part of the Paraghost team, contact Trudy or myself, and we will start putting that together very, very shortly. So coming up right after the show tonight, Michelle and Mealy with Outer Realms. Make sure you stick around for that show, and I will see you all on Thursday night. Thank you again. Please, thank you for being here tonight, and come and join me on Thursday night at, let's say, 9 p.m. UK time, and roughly about 4 p.m. on Eastern. Until then, good night. God bless. Thanks for being here.